so.
We rolling?
Yeah.
Come on, Jake. Anyone would think you were 6'4".
Yeah, I know.
Right. Okay. Let's get going. Oh, no. I've knocked it. No, it's okay. We're okay. Good. Right. Okay. So, in the most uncomfortable environment possible, we're going to do a sort of pitch interview because, as well as being a teacher, I also run a low-budget thriller making film commissioning company, and I'm looking for ideas from sort of who told you to lean on there in my office? Bad impression from the start. So I'm looking for sort of new ideas from bright young filmmakers who are going to make us a new thriller film that's not going to cost too much money and take too much time to make, but is going to be excellent. So tell me your idea, please, gents.
Basically, it's
sort of dystopian future.
Mm-hmm.
The government are like fairly corrupt, but it's not really spoke about. It's kind of accepted, but obviously there's a small gang of rebels, as with every corrupt government.
And they keep looking for sort of new recruits to bring to the rebellion so that they can try and sort of overthrow the government and just sort of like try and help people. And so basically the government has sort of a list, like working in Category X, because the idea is that people are sort of grouped. They sort of have just this sort of secret list of the people who have abilities, like sort of good abilities. So for example, our protagonist has they've got a lot of technical knowledge, so they can pull off a lot of like hacking sort of things like that. And so the idea is that perhaps the rebellion find out who's on this list, and they find out who our protagonist is, and then they'll try and recruit the protagonist into the rebellion.
I have to say, I'm just read through this because I think you haven't explained it quite as well as you have done on here.
Yeah.
I think it's a fantastic idea, so I think you just need to be a bit more confident about it and sell the idea a little bit more. Category X, I like the title. Tell me about the title again. You kind of explained it already, but what's this Category X? So this is...
It's just sort of how the government categorise people with different sort of abilities, and so Category X is sort of to do with people who have sort of technical knowledge and things like that. Because the whole point of the categories is to sort of label people for their abilities and then find out how they could exploit them.
Okay, like it, yeah. So, yeah, very good idea. So basically, each citizen or each student in schools is put into a certain category.
Yeah.
Did somebody say sets? But they're put in certain categories, and they're decided, well, they'll be useful for this and they'll be useful for that.
Yeah.
So the ones that are technically able, what do they want to do with them? Do they want to use them to help with the propaganda, or...?
Yeah, propaganda. Another thing was, because it's set in the future, it's obviously things like natural resources and everything are running out. Lots of countries are fighting, so obviously they could use them for, helping with like international sort of things.
Okay. How are you going to make it believable? How are you going to make it look believable? In terms of, as you said, set in the future, is that a bit of a problem?
Well, we're thinking it'd be quite like a sort of effect-heavy thing. So you could have things like sort of laser weapons and things like that. Because another idea was that that sort of everyone else in society sort of got left behind in terms of technology, but the government have sort of advanced for their own use, so they're quite advanced compared to everyone else.
So normal day-to-day life would be not the same, but
similar-ish,
visibly similar.
Okay, I think that's quite important. One thing I would definitely have a look at is a series on Netflix at the moment called, and previously on Channel 4, called Black Mirror, and they're all standalone episodes. And what they do with that is it's kind of set in the near future. So what that means is things people dress like today, that kind of looks like today. They don't have to kind of worry about setting up a believable, flying cars and stuff like that. But some of the gadgets, some of the technology has changed already, and so it's kind of suggesting that it could happen quite soon. So I think you could probably get away with the mise en scene if you set it in the near future, as we said, without having to kind of have laser weapons and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, what are we going to see in the first couple of minutes?
First couple of minutes will be just getting to know the protagonist. He attends a school. He's only our age really, which gives him a link to our target audience, which will be people our age, mainly males, obviously, 'cause it's kind of sci-fi kind of style. So yeah, first couple of minutes he'll be at school, and instantly you'll be able to tell about his technical ability because just the way he behaves. He's quite socially excluded from everyone else, kind of sits on his own and just plays with a computer. And then he accidentally manages to we've still not decided exactly what, but it's going to be probably ignite a phone in someone's pocket, which obviously causes quite a big disruption, which is noticed, and then
he's kind of trying to hide, if anything, his abilities to do that. Right. Okay. So the teachers kind of act almost as if almost like spies.
Yeah.
Is there any way in which you could kind of tell us quite a lot in the opening scene about that aspect? Can you think of?
I suppose he could seem the teacher could seem quite interested in him because perhaps he knows about the whole category system. And perhaps he knows about his powers, so he, it's just kind of like he starts trying to recruit him, so he kind of can see that he's obviously with them.
Okay, I mean, one suggestion I would possibly make is when you're showing this student in the first sort of couple of scenes, you might use a sort of voiceover or a cutaway of either a teacher, perhaps somebody. It's meant to be the head teacher, or it's meant to be somebody taking a meeting, or get we'll try and get a couple of teachers, so it's kind of looks like a bit like a staff meeting, but it might be better off with a voiceover. Just saying, we have responsibilities towards the government in terms of, it's really important that we do, keep an eye on the. So basically, you're kind of setting the scene a little bit with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the screenplay will be really important when it comes to this.
Right.
The screenplay will be massively important in terms of how you get that across, because it's a really ambitious idea. I think you can pull it off, definitely. I know you're technically very good, but I think it's just a question of the believability and kind of and using the camera to tell the story a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who do you think it will appeal to?
People our age, usually mostly boys.
Why mostly boys?
Because there's quite a technical aspect towards it.
And because the protagonist is male, it kind of gives them a link between themselves. And
Girls don't like technology.
This is weird, don't
They don't seem as interested in it.
All right. Okay. Not so sure about that, but I do think perhaps a younger audience is probably the 15 upwards is your kind of is your target audience. I think your gender bias is a little bit. I think you'd be surprised how many females, as much as males, would be interested in, especially conspiracy theories and kind of the role of technology in that. So in some ways, you're kind of reflecting the zeitgeist of things going on, but a bit of concern that people have about surveillance, about hacking, about kind of all those different things, which is good. Okay, in terms of your visually, how's it going to look? And tell us what you're going to do with the sound.
Okay, well, for a start, we got some inspiration from The Walking Dead, because in The Walking Dead, obviously, it's set after the whole sort of world's ended, post-apocalyptic, and so it creates kind of quite a, I can't really think of it, sort of like a bit of a nihilistic sort of feel, like everything, like nothing really matters, everything's gone, and so what they do is, on The Walking Dead, they usually film it on actual film, and then it creates sort of a grainy kind of effect. But they also sort of desaturate it as well in post processing. And it just really gives it this sort of dead sort of feel to it. Everything's Like
Yeah.
everything's just bad because
So
it's just constant.
it's got a good sort of, as you said, dystopian aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well explained. Very good. Okay. I like where you put about your intent about how it links with kind of. Now, last week, and I'm guessing probably from this you might be aware of that, but last week a new law was passed, which is quite controversial, where the government can ask for. They have to go to a judgment. They can ask for everybody's internet use and mobile phone use or records from the past year. So there might be a way of kind of angling that into your story. Maybe at the start, maybe the teacher could be saying, "We all know with the such and such bill, which is called, I think it's called something like the Investigatory Powers Bill."
Yeah,
or something
investigatory
like that.
powers.
Yeah, with the Investigatory Powers Bill, that by monitoring by looking through our students' personal and private mobile phone records, we're not breaking the law, and if anything, we are protecting them from.
Yeah.
Because obviously the mindset often of people who support those things is very much it's for people's protection.
Yeah.
And as you're showing through yours, that perhaps
People that expect
what we've actually got is a group of people who are looking to try and make a better world, if you like,
Yeah.
and using technology for that purpose. Really interesting idea. Really like it.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased that you've come up with that. I just think it, like I say, your screenplay will be really important in terms of what you're going to show. I think your storyboard will be really important. I think you technically you've got the ability to carry it off. So I look forward to seeing it. So thank you very much. He doesn't say much, does he?
No.
The brains behind the operation.
Yeah.
The money.
Money.
The money. Okay. All right, lads. Cheers.